This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Shout out to our sponsors, Sphere Rocket VA, for bringing you yet another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and today we have the opportunity to interview with Chad. Welcome to the show.
Hi there.
So, Chad, let's start in the beginning, right? A loaded question. Who are you? Where are you from? What got you into real estate?
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for having me. And so my name's Chad Hetherman. I'm a realtor in the Charlotte and Lake Norman, North Carolina area. We've got a team of agents here. There's 8 of us plus a couple of admins, and yeah, we're just trying to sell all the houses. So I don't know what else I can tell you about us, but we love the area we're in. Our market is on fire still, and just trying to, like I said, sell all the houses.
Absolutely. And Chad, how did you wind up in real estate?
So I was actually a teacher by trade. I was a teacher, coach, and athletic director at a high school here in the area, and just kind of got to know the area, fell in love with it, and then transitioned into something that was totally different, but also still people focused. The rest is kind of history. My wife works for our real estate team. She's a former teacher. It's kind of funny. My business partner is a former teacher and coach as well. So we have a lot of the same mindsets as far as coaching, teaching, training, and taking care of people and getting the best out of them.
Yeah, it sucks that the education system lost more teachers, more staff, but you got to go where the money is.
Yeah.
So, Chad, how were you introduced to EXP?
So actually, my business partner and I were agents at a different boutique firm here in the area. He left and kind of joined on with EXP early on in the Charlotte market. And about a year later, you could say I saw the light or saw all of the other options that were out there. And we talked a long time about how, we could partner up or go against each other, and it's better to have your friends close. And so we partnered up, and I quickly saw all the good things EXP had to offer.
Absolutely. And now that you're over at EXP, what is something that you have fallen in love with about it that maybe you didn't expect at first?
There's a lot of moving pieces to it, and I think the opportunities are abundant for a diversity of agents. There are some folks that are very attracted to rev share and very attracted to building their downlines and things like that. For us, the attraction point is obviously there's the stock benefit to it, but we're very production focused. There are probably some agents out there that wave a huge big banner of EXP, and EXP is great, but it also allows us in our small market to develop our own personal brand and be what we want to be here locally, and not just have to be another large mega firm. I won't name all the ones that are out there, but the Keller Williams, the Coldwell Bankers, that, we are elevate to our community. And that's kind of been our focus, is on production and selling houses. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we like, is we can be ourselves to people in a market that needs human beings, not just another realtor.
Absolutely. Well said, Chad. And, before we dive in all things Icon, let's talk about you, the fam, working with a good friend of yours. How do you manage a work-life balance? Make sure you're recharged, draw the line between work and play. How do you juggle it all?
It's definitely spinning plates and herding cats at all times. I don't know that there's a perfect mechanism for it. I'm a big time blocker. I would say diligent. I have a paper and pencil calendar that I keep every single week. My wife and I do an adulting appointment. We call it every Sunday night to kind of block out not just the week, but also what's ahead in the quarter ahead or the weeks ahead. We do also do once a year a goal setting getaway for just my wife and I, kind of head out of town for a long weekend around the holidays in December or January, and really just sit down and hash out what's most important to us in the quarters ahead, the year ahead, what our 3-year, 5-year, 10-year goals are, and working towards those. And we've done that now. I think we're halfway through the year now. So we do some checkpoints in July usually, but there's probably 7 years that we've been together, and we've done it every winter to get away and just kind of see like, are we headed in the right direction emotionally, physically, spiritually,
That's a great check-in with
professionally. So
yourselves. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. That's smart. And Chad, let's talk production now, right? So, in your market, about how many homes do you have to sell? What's the average housing price look like for you to cap, right? So you've got to hit a cap and then you do 20 transactions afterwards.
Yeah. So we've seen our average price point go up quite a bit, which obviously
Oh,
helps. Our commission levels are going down a little bit, and that's a trend that we aren't loving as agents. We still try to hold true to some norms that we've practiced and preached to our agents. But we saw each year our price point go up. Part of that is the areas that we're marketing in. We have a large luxury lake right next to us that's got 500 miles of shoreline. So as we continue to take market share, I would say we're probably an average of about 4 to 450, call it 425 as an average price point. So capping is, I mean, I don't know the numbers exactly. Every year is a little bit different. If you hit a big one at the beginning of the year, it helps, but it just depends on how quickly we can get to that 16,000 and then the 20 after that.
absolutely. And then, Chad, iconing is so much more than just production. It's a huge part of it, but you also have that cultural commitment part that really, helps the morale and the culture at EXP. And, it's kind of fostered by the best of the best in the industry because icon agents are the top 2%. So, which way do you contribute to that?
Yeah, so you caught me at a time of transition because I used to be always the one that would jump on the interviewing phase where I would call agents as they iconed and interview them for EXP as kind of that screening. They've done away with that, and so here we are with a new system. I don't know if you've caught wind of like the new point system that they're generating and how that's going to play out in the future, but it's kind of TBD what my cultural contribution will be. My business partner does EXP World panels. We are technically the mentors for the agents on our team as they're onboarding and stuff like that. We do all of that, but I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I'll probably do some panels or something like that, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great way to contribute, and there's so many ways to foster that cultural commitment. I think it's awesome that EXP, requires that of you guys.
Yeah.
So the next one is going to be, what's your favorite part of iconing, right? There are so many benefits to it. You get this awesome stock, cap back in stock. You get this glass shiny trophy, great reputation, easy to catch referrals. So what makes you set that icon as a goal year after year?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if it wasn't the stock. I think that there's I mean, not that we are constantly chasing the carrot of money, but it's a nice little banner to throw at the bottom of your email tag. We really see it as something that is attainable in our market, and so it's just out there that we really, my business partner and I both have iconed every year we've been with EXP, and so it's like that's the expectation as far as selling houses. And it's really something, I think one of the better benefits that we've seen is at the conferences, EXP Con and the shareholders conference. Obviously there's the stock bonuses for attending those, but there's good people and it's good conversations at those icon conversations and the VIP suites and things like that, that you wouldn't otherwise maybe get in person because of how virtual our world really is. So
Absolutely. No, that's a great, point of view of it all and really insightful to those that are watching, looking to take a glimpse into EXP and iconing. And that being said, too, as somebody who has iconed, what would you say to maybe a rookie or somebody that's been in the industry for some time? They just switched over to EXP and they're looking to icon. Is that possible for them in the first year? What are some major mistakes? Skipping over words here. Major mistakes to avoid when trying to hit that high of a production your first year with EXP, or just any advice you have in general for.
yeah, I wish I could say there's a clear-cut path. Every market is very different. Every team structure is very different. I don't know that I have the perfect process or path to get it done, but you really just have to set out with goals and breaking it down into smaller pieces, manageable pieces. Because if you set lofty expectations for your first year as a brand new agent and you're saying, I'm going to go take over the world, that's great. Go do it. And there are people that dominate day one. The biggest thing that we found is if you kind of set aside that financial obligation, like I have to hit this, and you really focus on learning the process, taking care of people, and really being a master of your market, that's where you're going to see the bigger success long term, because you've figured out how to do what really drives the production, what drives the end goal of the money, or the, if you want to call it fame for a trophy or whatever it is. It's really about taking care of people and figuring out what people's why is we are huge about relationship selling. We're not out there just slinging houses to strangers. We do a lot of online leads and things like that, but it's really about making quick rapport with people and really trying to just not sell the house, but sell them on the area, sell them on the opportunities and the amenities and things like that, so that they know that they're taken care of. So
Yeah, absolutely, Chad. And we love that aspect of the industry. You don't want to be money hungry. People can snip that. So being out there, making sure you care about your colleagues within EXP, your clients, your business partners, your family. It's all a really crucial balance. Lean into your mentors when you are looking to do such high production, and just there's so much to it, but all you can do is raise your hand and ask for help and put your nose to the grindstone, and it's possible, but it's not going to be easy. But
yeah, if it was easy, it wouldn't be 2% of agents that are icon. Everybody would do it. And so it definitely takes work ethic, and like you said, asking the questions, stay curious about how to achieve your goals.
Absolutely. And it is, like you said, it's an elite status. It's top 2% of agents in the EXP brokerage, and there's 83,000 people here. So if you don't make it, don't feel bad, but it's an awesome goal to have. And if you don't hit it this year, think about the next year and all the production that you've gotten under your belt anyway by just shooting for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Chad, for my final question, it's two parts, right? So were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was first introduced to you? Because they've got this stuff like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a cult, don't drink.
Yeah, I would say that I was much more skeptical than even my business partner. And even at our first shareholders event that we went to in Orlando, we were down there and shaking a lot of hands. And again, there's a lot of folks that do this for a lot of different reasons. We always say that real estate, there's a thousand ways to skin this cat. There are some folks that are referral driven, or some folks that are investor driven. And that's the great thing about the EXP world, is that there's a diversity there of how people are doing real estate. Some people have mega teams, or are independent, or have, luxury listings, or some people do commercial, and some people are coaches. It's like, how do you want to skin this cat? But in reality, like, we've just found our niche is being production focused. And so when people ask like, oh, how many downlines do you have? Like I mean, by other EXP agents, we're not successful because we haven't, created the pyramid beneath ourselves. And so that's one thing
to recruit. That's the beauty of this.
Yeah. So that was one thing that took me getting over it, was like, I have to see that in my lane, I am production driven and I'm successful at that. And someone else's success is not, compared, side by side with that. It's we're all chasing. And I think there's a big flag being waved by EXP that it's all one big fire. And I get that. Like, at the end of the day, like, we all want the stock to go up. We all want more agents to join. That makes the company better, not more diluted. So I support those that are out there recruiting. Go for it. High five to you, pat on the back. Just recruit good people. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, we love good agents, and we love when we can cross sell with the EXP agents that are top notch, not just a mile. I don't want to be a mile wide and an inch deep and have amateurs out there. So
yeah, of course. And like you said, recruit good people. We've got an awesome culture here that needs to be fostered too. It's a self-starter environment, right? So you can raise your hand, people are going to help you, but if you don't raise your hand and ask for help, nobody's going to know, nobody's going to babysit you. And that's also kind of the beauty of it here. And Chad, for somebody that's on the fence, they are thinking about making the jump to EXP, but they're nervous because they hear all those bad things, and they're kind of waiting on the other shoe to drop of all the people that are just like, rah, rah, EXP, right? So they want to make the move, but they're scared to cut ties with their broker or leave some deals on the table, you name it, all the excuses. So what would you have to say to somebody watching now to kind of light that fire under their butt to get over here and make that switch?
Yeah, I mean, you're your brokerage, your decisions, your professional, timeline are in your hands.
Mhm.
And this is a great opportunity as far as this. I don't know. There is no ceiling on what you can achieve in real estate. You kind of the real estate industry feeds the hungry. So if you go into it with that mentality, like there's always going to be a shiny object that's out there that someone's going to distract you with. It'll be this brokerage or this lead platform or this potential. Like you really just have to boil it down and see like how do you want to be successful. And there are a lot of voices that are going to drag you in different directions. If you stay focused, I think you'll see, and you eliminate a lot of the fluff and the tertiary different opinions, and you just boil it down to what makes the most sense for me. That's what I had to do. I interviewed before I would even sign on with my best friend who had this EXP thing going. I went out and again, in our market, there are agents recruiting like crazy, not just for EXP, but they just recruit. And I went out as an agent and I interviewed 12 different firms of different statuses.
Smart.
And
your due diligence, right?
yeah, just like you would go and as an agent, you probably are harder on the houses that you buy because you see the realities of homeownership. Brokerage ownership, you at least here you have some say in it and some staying power, and you have incentives to stay. So again, was I the first one in line to drink the Kool-Aid? No, I almost fought it in some ways, but I think if you see the opportunities and you boil away a lot of the misnomers of everything everybody said, just again, there's no perfect brokerage. If it was, they'd pay us to sell houses. Like it would be, you have to still work and you have to find a way to make the system work for you. And that's, I think, why we've stuck with EXP and why we will, because it checks the right boxes for how we want to be successful.
Right. And like, look at Chad's process, right? He interviewed other brokerages. You pretty much took it back to the classic pro and cons list, right? What works for me? Is this a good company? Do they stick to their word? Do they have success to back it up? And of course, with 83,000 agents and counting, that kind of speaks for itself. And look at all the people coming over here, big names, Daniel Beer, Veronica Figueroa, those that are just leading the industry, they're coming over to EXP and there's a reason behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, I think success breeds, success. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's shown me is that there are a lot of agents that are top tier that could probably do this on their own. They could probably manage a team or a brokerage or have their own downlines. And rather than doing that, they're coming to EXP. And so that's awesome. That again, one big fire, bring them on and let's all go sell all the houses.
That's right, Chad. Well, we're coming up just under 20 minutes on the podcast here. I've gone through all my questions. I think it's been an awesome episode. Do you have anything that you want to leave the listeners with today as we wrap it up?
No, I mean, if you have any referrals for the Charlotte and Lake Norman area, I'm here to take care of your people. If you have even just questions about what our market's doing, as a local, I call them market masters. There are people that I think flex on, their experience, and there are people that actually have it. And it's really important to know the difference. When you see icon behind someone's placard or their name or at the bottom of the email, I think that says something about not just their production, but what they're willing to contribute to take care of people, whether it's agents that or it's, as far as mentoring, or if it's buyers and sellers in the market.
100%, Chad. It's an elite status. There's a reason that they've earned that. They've got that, icon branding behind their name. So they're the ones to trust. They're the ones to ask about EXP. Make sure to reach out. And Chad, will you be at EXPCon?
I will be there. Yep.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. And I guess we'll see you in Vegas. Thank you for your time today.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too, Chad. Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.